remember those days, those L's. I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign. I don't need bad energy around me. I just need sun, you're so cloudy. I wake up good, you're so grouchy. Please get from around me. When the truth don't work, you start telling lies. Thought you were down to ride, you weren't down to ride. Caught switching, you were picking sides. Don't blink, caught slipping like a slip and slide.
Alright, so it's the next day. And today what we're focusing on, blam, is finally cutting some tubing. I went and picked this tubing up. Not this one though. That's some cheap tubing that I got from Home Depot, thinking it was gonna work. I think I got 1 1/4, I believe it was, and then 1 1/2. Or it was 1 1/2 and 1 3/4. Anyways, we got our tubing, 3/16 inch thick, 1/4 inch flat bar, because I ran out of that stuff too. We got another section over here. But today what I wanna work on is cutting out that tubing, making the braces that's gonna go along the top of the notch here. I was intending on putting on 2, one from this fish plate to the other, one in the same in the back. But as you can see, now that's going to be these guts are going to be in the way of that location for the tubing. So I'm either going to do one of them, just one single one all the way across, or I'll do, let's see. Because the other way I was thinking is maybe somewhere in here, but tying these two together. But I don't want the weight being on these. I wanted to go straight to the frame itself. So looks like I might end up just doing one from this to this. And then I'll see if I can. I should have brought the bender that I got at work. And I was thinking of maybe doing another one back here, but that might be in the way of the bags. Let's see here. I don't want to go up any higher than this, so I don't want to like do a half moon along the top. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. So anyways, that's what we're going to be working on today, is working on doing that tubing across the front. And that's really going to be the last of it, aside from making some separate gussets to kind of straighten these up in between. I might make either 1 or 2 right here to kind of strengthen this one up and to tie them across. And now that I think of it, what I'm thinking of doing is maybe putting another piece of plate right here on the bottom, while I still making room for the bolts to go in. But doing a plate here, and what I'll do is I'll take another piece of bar and either go straight across, or I'll do a curve right here. But like I said, I gotta bring home the pipe bender. Hopefully I can even bend that pipe, because it's 3/8 inch thick, so it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge with that hydraulic bender. So yeah, that's what we're gonna work on. I think since we're going to be working on the tubing as well, I'm going to be to the point where I need to cut these off and raise and lower the rear end and see if everything is going to clear. So if everything clears, then we should be good to go and should start being able to finally start welding in everything. And we're pretty much just almost done back here. Aside from the shocks, I still haven't ordered the shocks. So that's the next thing that's going to be on the list to do. And it might just go on this bar right here, make the shocks work off of that bar right there. So yeah, but we're gonna get to it, start cutting out this tubing for the front. And without wasting any more time, but I think first, before anything, I'm gonna clean up this nice little mess that I got going here, kind of clean up and organize first. So gonna do that first.
Money on the floor, can't get cold feet. Took an L, should've put it in the offering. Lord, forgive me for my sins, don't know of me. Scary thoughts, I got scary thoughts. Lost control, now I'm taking charge. Breaking bills, friends breaking off. You could be the youngest, I'm the dawn. Kiss the ring, nah. In the scene like GOT.
Alright, so I got the first piece of tubing in place. Finally, now the suspension is off and free of the frame, aside from the spacer that's currently holding it. I think I'm ready to unbolt those bags, and I want to raise it up and see how much of clearance it's going to have. And then what I also didn't realize is hopefully it doesn't move too much, but whenever the suspension goes up, I think it's going to move up a little bit forward whenever the suspension goes up or down, however you want to say. And I'm wondering if my bag brackets are going to be in the correct spot. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to now unbolt the spacers from the bag mount plates, and going to start lifting and lowering the rear suspension and checking out how it all moves. So let's start that. I'm going to take the airlift for hundreds. So these will be for the rear. All right, we got the bags in. I'm kind of skeptical. I'm kind of nervous. I'm thinking maybe when I jack it up, these tacks might not hold. So I'm kind of debating whether to put some more tacks on them. So I think that's what I'm going to do, just in case, because I don't want to have to redo and relocate everything again. So let me tack these up real quick, and then after that, we're going to be ready to start lowering this back down onto the table and see how much clearance we got. All right, we're all set to go in the back. I got them tacked in a little bit more. I'm going to have to take my jacket up and remove those little spacers underneath. So I'm going to set the camera down here. We're gonna go to this side and lower the front of it first. Okay, now we're gonna come back here, and I think I might have screwed up just a little bit. Okay. Well, we're fully collapsed. Moved back just a little bit, maybe more than a little bit. But right there is pretty much laid out. So from the looks of it, okay, one, let's see. See, I heard it pop, so I'm not sure if we're still good back here. Okay, so the drive shaft kind of looks like it clears the cross member up there, right in there. And then we're still good because the drive shaft's cleaning right there. And like I said, this is would be aired out. However, I don't know about how compressed these bags are right there. I need to take my measure and make sure I'm not over compressing them. But from the looks of it, we may be in good shape. Doesn't look like it changed my picking angle too bad, but I think we're golden. And the reason why I was saying that I might have screwed up was because I thought I had set my ride height at 4 inches, and in fact, it was actually 4.5. So, and the reason where I thought I was going to be screwed is the bag mount plates. Okay, so the bags deflate to 2.8 inches height. And the reason why I thought I screwed up was because the plates that I had in the front, keeping it at ride height, I thought was 4 inches. But in fact was 4.5. So the reason why I thought I was going to be screwed back here is because whenever I did these spacers, I added 2.8 inches plus the 4 inches that I thought I had up there for a total of 6.8. And then I made these at 7, I believe it was 7.25. Yeah, it's at 7.25. So the reason why I thought I was going to be screwed was because whenever you air it out, if I would have dropped it 4 inches, it would have collapsed down from 7.25 down to like 2 3/4. And my bag would have collapsed to 3.25. So that would have given me about almost half an inch of clearance for the bags. But unfortunately, since the plates up there were at 4.5, now my bag is almost like compressed to its max, and I wanted to have that little extra space in there. So I don't know if I'm going to redo it or just go ahead and send it, but there it is, all in place, just tacked in place. Like I mentioned, kind of paranoid. I don't know if with also the weight of the bed that might change. So I'm thinking like, I don't know how much more flex that's going to have in the bags. I really don't know how much I can compress them. But yeah, there we go. We got pretty much everything mocked up in place. So I think I'm now to the point where I gotta wait till the weekend because tomorrow's Valentine's Day and I'm not gonna be able to work on it tomorrow. So this weekend we're gonna get back at it and start doing the electrical outlet for the 220 and start fully welding all this in. Aside from the gussets that I mentioned I was gonna put in here, but I don't know if I want to redo these. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, I think.
Early bird gets the worm and the Yankee fitted. Like, whoa, bags under my eyes and you know, won't complain, I'm tired, I'm on go. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right. Now I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign. I don't need that energy around me. I just need sun, you're so cloudy. I wake up good, you're so grouchy. Please get from around me.